Hello, and welcome back to the Radnor Memorial Library series of Fall Back into Wellness. We have started with fundamentals in the first 2 weeks, and then we're following with we followed, this is week 4, so we are going to do bridging. So we did some planking, we did hip hinging, we did belly bracing. So if anyone has ever had any, and this is great for hip health as well as low back strength. So if you have ever had, and 80% of Americans do suffer from low back pain, and we're sitting so much, and in the fundamentals we covered how we go through flexion, extension, side bending, and twisting are our ranges of motion that we should have. And if we can have good body mechanics in our core for that, then the limbs follow properly, that we can strengthen just by having good body mechanics. So that, and then that type of wellness, I mean, it doesn't help you if you can bench press 300 pounds if you can't reach for a jar in the back of that second shelf without losing your balance. So all of these are core centric and strengthening and flexibility at the same time. And bridging, which we're going to cover today, shoulder bridging, is one of the best back strengtheners and hip strengtheners that we can do. And doing it properly even builds upper body awareness. So we're going to start on our backs. And I always like this transition of holding on to one leg and just rolling the spine down, widening through the shoulders, lengthening through the back of the neck. So you're wide through the shoulders, long through the arms, and you want to align your heels with your sitting bones so that you have, your pelvis will be in neutral. And if you followed the weeks, our neutral pelvis means that if your hands are on your low belly like this, that they're even, they're parallel to the ceiling or your mat. So you want to be in neutral spine to start, but that's often difficult to find. So we're going to work through some pelvic mobility first before we start trying to lift up the torso. We're going to press the low back into the mat and curl the tailbone up towards the back of the knees. And let's exhale with that to really feel it settle in. And if your hands are on your low belly, now your fingers are pointing up towards your knees. Then you're going to roll the tailbone down and let the low back arch up and find that accentuated low lumbar spine curve. And then if you ever suffer from low back tension, this is the first place to go. Just roll the spine so that you get rid of the curve in the low back and tip the tailbone up. And this is just gentle. And inhale helps you lift the low back and the tailbone's going down. So we're just really giving the low back a supported mobility and a little bit of a massage. So next time we press the curve out, we're going to continue the curl of the tailbone up towards the back of the knees, but reach the knees forward so you're not dumping the weight back up into your shoulders. Now already some of you might really feel your hamstrings or even a bit of a cramp. And then you're going to roll down one bone at a time, trying to get through the reverse curve till the tailbone lengthens down and regain your neutral lumbar spine, which with an arch where your hands are parallel. And then realign, maybe fix your feet, fix your shoulders, fix your neck, curl the tailbone up towards the back of the knees. Slide your hands along your thighs so that your arms are straight, and then keep curling the tailbone up and see if you can reach your hip sockets up towards your forearms. Now what I want you to check is, where are my feet? Am I rolling out to the sides? We often do, because that is a little bit of a show of tight hip sockets. So you want to think of putting pressure down into the big toe side of the foot and then roll on down one bone at a time. Let's take 2 more like that. So you're going to get rid of the curve in your back, tip the tailbone up towards the back of the thighs, reach your knees forward toward your toes, and press up. And then roll on down one bone at a time. Sometimes your first few feel like a snake because we're not even strength on both sides of our spine because we're right side dominant or left side dominant. But by the time you do 3, magically your body starts to settle in. If you're doing them with this focus and with good body mechanics and proper movement. Reaching the knees forward, you'll feel your glutes and your hamstrings do their work, and then roll on down one bone at a time. We're going to take the arms back down to the side, so wide through the shoulders, long through the arms, long through the back of the neck. And something that'll help you widen through the shoulders, keep wherever your hands are reaching, roll your hands open over your pinky finger, and then just let the back of the arms melt into the floor mat, and then take just the hands back over, and that will engage the back. Correct your alignment with the heels in line with the sits bones if you need to. Get rid of the curve in the back, curl the tailbone up towards the back of the knees, reach the knees forward over the toes, and lengthen through the front of the body. So we're not trying to arch the low back, we're reaching long through the body, and now equal sides of the front and back are working to take us up into this shoulder bridge. From here, just think of pushing your balls of your feet into the floor and lifting your heels. Just 3 times. And you're breathing, don't hold your breath. And then take a big inhale here, and as you exhale, sink your breastbone, keep reaching your knees forward, and pull your spine apart bone by bone, keeping that tailbone up as you melt through the lumbar curve, and then settle the tailbone and the lumbar curve will return. Let's add on to that. Find that upper body engagement, because this is your stabilizers, and the stabilizers are working just as much as the mobilized parts of your body. Tip the tailbone up, reach the knees forward, lengthen through the front of the body, squeezing the sits bones up. Check those big toe joints and make sure that they're down on the mat. Now, pick up your heels again. Keeping your spine long, just soften at the hip sockets and lower your bottom and pick it back up. And I'm sure you all know that 3 is our magic number right now. And I miscount a lot sometimes and add another one, but we're just doing those 3. And then roll on down one bone at a time. And you'll notice that each time you come down, perhaps you don't wiggle from side to side quite as much. And then put the heels down. Let's do that again, and we're going to add some arm movements. We're going to go up. We're going to keep the feet flat. Curl the tailbone up. Reach the knees forward, over the toes, and then check your feet to see if you have weight in the heels, the ball of the foot, and all the toes. Take your arms up to the ceiling. Take your arms behind you, and they might not go all the way down to the floor. And then roll your spine right down through the center there. And again, you might feel a little bit of a wiggle from side to side. But we're going to do 3 of these, and we should be able to regroup. So reorganize each time you come down. Neutral spine, wide shoulders, long arms, long neck. Heels in line with the sits bones. Curl the tailbone up, because the more we set up properly and move properly, the more our body is benefiting. This is going to be an inhale. Exhale, take your arms to the ceiling. Inhale, reach them straight back, and then exhale, roll down one bone at a time. And then just bring the arms to the side. Last one. Curl the tailbone up towards the back of the knees. Reach the knees forward to lengthen through the front of the body. Then squeeze the sits bones up. That's your inhale. Exhale, the arms go to the ceiling. Make sure those shoulder blades are on the mat and your shoulders are plopped down. Inhale, reach back behind you. Exhale, reach down one bone at a time, and then bring the arms to your side. We're going to do a different arm movement. You're going to curl the tailbone up towards the back of the knees, getting rid of that curl and the curve in the spine. Reaching the tailbone to the back of the knees, reaching the knees over the toes. There's your inhale. Exhale, take your arms to the ceiling and face the palms towards each other. Inhale, reach the arms out. Exhale, pull them back up. Inhale and exhale. Reach them out nice and long. Exhale brings them up. Inhale here, exhale, roll your spine down the middle and bring it down. So the 3 there were the 3 arm movements. Then we're going to take another arm movement. Curl the tailbone up, get rid of the curve, reach the knees, grow the spine long. That's your inhale. Exhale, arms go to the ceiling, and then we're going to windmill. Inhale, take the arms apart. Exhale, pull them right back to where the shoulders are settled. Inhale, reach them apart. Exhale. And whether you're aware of it or not, as we move the arms, there's a subtle shift Inhale, the bottom of your body is now stabilizing as the arms are moving. Inhale here, exhale, roll down one bone at a time, and then bring your arms down by your side. If you still, you might have had some cramping in your hamstrings. If you need to, just roll your knees from side to side. See if that releases anything. We're going to try a one-legged bridge. If you are still struggling with two legs, just follow but use both. And I'll coach you in a different action once we get up to the top. So you're going to cross your right ankle over your left thigh, and then you're going to inch that left leg in just 1 inch so that you feel even and settled on both sides of the pelvis, wide through the shoulders, long through the neck. You're going to get rid of the curve in the back, curl the tailbone up, reach the knee over the toe. That's your inhale. If you're still on both feet, you're just going to take the tailbone down and up as we do, come to a tabletop position with the shin, and then you're just going to reach the knee away to the toe taps 3 times. And those of you still on 2 feet are going to just be sending your tailbone down and lifting it up. Cross the ankle, and then roll down the center of the spine. That's very challenging. And then let's change sides. So you're going to cross left ankle over right, reorganize your spine, your arms, your neck, and curl the tailbone up. Flex the top ankle and roll your spine up, reaching the knee. Unfold, and now the other 2 feet are sending the bottom down and up, and we're taking the knee away and bringing it up 3 times. Inhale and exhale. Just keep your breath flowing. Inhale, cross the ankle over. Exhale, roll all the way down. And then we're just going to take one shoulder bridge, a nice ordinary plain one to reorganize the spine. Wide through the shoulders, long through the arms, wide through the shoulders and long through the neck. Get rid of the curve in the low back. Curl your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Reach the knees over the toes. And then exhale, roll down 1 bone at a time. And those are your perfect shoulder bridges.